In flamenco, the cante and the guitar are in a constant dialogue. It is a conversation. So let's take a closer look at this. Hi, this is Guillermo Guillen for FlamencoMAPS. Welcome to my channel. Whether you dance flamenco, you sing flamenco, you play guitar, you play palmas, you play cajon, or you just love it and you want to understand how it works, today we'll talk about an important concept, the contestation. In other videos, I talked about the idea of respiro, the breathing space of a letra. If you're not really sure about what the respiro is, you should start watching that video and come back here. When you see this moment, this breathing space from the singer's perspective, so the name respiro is perfect because it's when the singer takes a breath in a letra before moving on. If the guitarist decides to use this space, this respiro, to interact with the singer, then I prefer the word contestation. Literally, it means the answer, the response. Contestar means to answer. It's exactly like a conversation. The singer starts saying something and somebody responds, the guitarist in this case. The same thing will happen with the dancer, but we'll talk about that later. This idea of contestation reminds me a lot the concept of call and response that exist in other types of music, in jazz, in blues, and also in African musics.
Gonna settle down for the rest of my life. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Traveling and shoot, Lord. Traveling shoes on. Traveling shoes on.
Back to flamenco, in this example of Radio Tarifa, it's very interesting and very clear because the guitar, Gerardo Núñez, me parece, appears only for the contestación. The rest of the letra is only with compás, with percussion.
Yo no quiero que te vayas, ni tampoco que te quede, ni tampoco que te quede.
In a conversation, it's like this all the time. Like I ask something and you answer something. I say something and you react to this. And we have the same idea in flamenco. This is Miguel Lavi, and look how happy he is with the answer of Dani de Moron.
Me siento y me para pensar.
I love his face. It's so natural. I think he's just enjoying what Dani just answered to him. So now let's clarify 5 things about the contestation. If the singer decides to leave a respiro, because it's a choice, remember, then the guitarist also chooses if he wants to respond or not. It is not automatic, it is not an obligation. I insist on this because sometimes we learn things mechanically and we just forget about other options that we have and that might be more appropriate maybe in a specific context. The guitar doesn't have to answer. It can just leave few compasses run and then the singer will just continue.
Ya vienen bajando por la escalera.
The respiro is a possibility of interaction, and this is one of the great rules of the flamenco game. Knowing where these possibilities are and then deciding what we want to do. Now let's say that the guitarist decides to respond. So now it's his or her turn.
Ya vienen bajando por la escalera. Hay pimiento y
Now the singer has to wait till the end of the response because, again, it's like a conversation and we don't want to interrupt, right?
Por tu causa, prima, veo que me daban, que me estaban dando.
So the length, the duration of the contestation is not fixed. It will depend on how long is the musical phrase that the guitarist is playing. There is no too short or too long contestation. It just depends on what you do, how you do it, and maybe why you do it. Communication, intention, emotions. Here is an example of Diego del Gastor contestando to Fernanda de Utrera after the first tercio. It's a very short response. And here is another example of the same, in the same Cante, but he plays a very long answer and we can see she's enjoying it and she's waiting for him. And once he's finished, she can start singing again. There is no rush, they just sing and play and enjoy themselves. Can we have more than one respiro or contestación in a letra? Sure. Depending on the palo, the styles and the type of written letra, there are several traditional spots for the respiro of the contestación. And then the interpretation allows almost everything, as long as it serves the emotional purpose, because this is music, this is art. Here again, there is not only one option, and let's see one example. One quick word about the Cantes Libres, part of the family, the huge family of the fandangos. We say libre because they come from cantes with compass, but they lost their compass, and we don't have the sense of a pulsation anymore. In this case of the Cante Libre, the answers, the contestaciones of the guitar are mandatory. We need the guitar because there is nothing else. There is no rhythm, no palmas. So if there is no contestación there is just nothing. It would be empty. We need the guitar to respond and to give the appropriate chord and the right harmonic support required by the fandango structure.
Que yo muera. Dice que me va
We know that we need a response from the guitarist, an answer with a chord, a specific chord, but then how the guitarist will give this response depends on him or her. How long, with which kind of chord, like a very traditional chord or a very modern and colorful chord, whatever. I'm very sorry, but I can't tell you like tango works like this and bulería works like that and seguirilla works like this. I mean, it's not like that. And actually, I'm not really sorry because this is what makes the interest of all of this and what makes the fun. The only way to really be part of a flamenco moment like this, a real conversation, a real game with all the musicians, the singers, the dancers, is to understand all this language, these codes, the different models, the different styles, the different processings, the different melodies. We need to know all of it. I won't lie to you, it is a lot of work because there are so many different styles. But that's how it is, and that's what makes it so interesting and so rich. We don't want to be flamenco robots, right? So I think we just need to learn little by little how to decide by ourselves and not to copy. It's much more fun and fulfilling than imitating something that we don't understand. It is the best remedy for boredom, and believe me, this is the reality of flamenco interaction. That's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, give it a like, subscribe to the channel, share it with your friend, leave me a comment and tell me what you want me to talk about in these videos. And I invite you to flamencomaps.com. There I have a little gift for you, and I also explain all my classes, my courses, and my way of teaching flamenco. I see you there. Till then, don't forget, learn flamenco, make it fun, make it different, make it yours.